नमस्कार। आज 20 जून 2022 को चैट विद डॉक्टर के SCFI हार्ट केयर फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया के इस प्रोग्राम में आप हमारे जो सभी व्यूअर्स हैं, जो यूट्यूब और फेसबुक पेज DR के अग्रवाल, डॉक्टर के अग्रवाल के यूट्यूब फेसबुक पेज से जुड़े हैं, उन सभी व्यूअर्स का स्वागत है। और आज जैसा कि मंडे को हम एनवायरनमेंट रिलेटेड टॉपिक लेते हैं, क्योंकि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, पब्लिक हेल्थ एंड एनवायरनमेंट एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए हैं। तो उसमें हमने आज का टॉपिक जो रखा है बहुत ही हमारे रिलेटेड है कि हम कैसे कि हमारी जो स्किल है, तो उसका टॉपिक है अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर स्किल इन ग्रीन जॉब्स। और आपको सभी जानते हैं कि हमारे अब जो है ग्रीन एरिया और एनवायरनमेंट एरिया और क्लाइमेट चेंज एरिया और बहुत से इसमें फोकस हो रहा है गवर्नमेंट का भी। तो उसमें एक जस्ट हम बैकग्राउंड के साथ अपने एक्सपर्ट को इनवाइट करेंगे। जो कोर स्किल जो है, दिस इज नेसेसरी फॉर ग्रीन जॉब्स। और जो हमारे जो इसमें इंक्लूड्स जो अब हमारे पास जो अवेयरनेस होना चाहिए, आपको नॉलेज होना चाहिए एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज पे, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी इश्यूज हैं, क्लाइमेट चेंज इश्यूज हैं, एंड ऑल्सो विलिंगनेस टू लर्न अबाउट द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट। आजकल जो आपको टर्म देख रहे हैं कि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, तो ऐसे लोग जो इस तरह से जिसमें इंटरेस्ट हो जिनका, उनके लिए बहुत ही अपॉर्चुनिटी है ग्रीन जॉब्स में। और जो हमारे यंगस्टर्स हैं, और इसमें बहुत रिक्वायरमेंट भी, बहुत ही मैन पावर की शॉर्टेज भी है इन एरियाज में। और इसके लिए इसको प्रमोट करने के लिए, ग्रीन जॉब्स को प्रमोट करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने है एक इनिशिएटिव लॉन्च किया। उसका नाम तो स्किल काउंसिल फॉर ग्रीन जॉब्स, SCGJ। और इसमें दिस जो इनिशिएटिव है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का, इट इज अलाइन टू द नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिशन, जो है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का प्रोग्राम है उसमें। और दिस जो इनिशिएटिव है SCGJ स्किल काउंसिल फॉर ग्रीन जॉब्स is promoted by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India and Confederation of Indian Industry। ये एसोसिएशन है इंडस्ट्रीज की। और इसमें जो की सेक्टर्स जो कवर किए हैं इस प्रोग्राम में स्किल काउंसिल पर ग्रीन जॉब्स में, इसमें वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी। उसमें सोलर है, फोटोवोल्टेक है, सोलर थर्मल है, और इसमें विंड एनर्जी है, हाइड्रो एनर्जी है, बायोमास जो पावर है, ये सब कवर किए हुए हैं। इसके अलावा जो एनवायरनमेंट, फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज के डिफरेंट एरिया वो कवर्ड हैं। सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट मैंने जो बताया अभी वो कवर्ड है। ग्रीन, चाहे कंस्ट्रक्शन हो, ग्रीन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हो, अभी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल की बात आई। इसके बाद जो है और कंस्ट्रक्शन सेक्टर में किस तरह के जो हम मेजर्स लें कि जो हमारा नॉन पोल्यूटिंग और जो कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटी हो वो दूसरे एज ए सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की तरह हो, कि डेवलपमेंट भी हो, एनवायरनमेंट को हार्म ना हो। एंड देन वेस्ट का रिसाइकलिंग है, मैनेजमेंट, दिस वेरियस एरिया जो है इंक्लूड है इसमें, इस प्रोग्राम में। अभी लास्ट ईयर नवंबर 2021 में हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने जो प्रोग्राम था उसमें COP26 में, उसमें कुछ 5 मिशन पे काम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को जो है टारगेट रखा था। उसमें एक इंक्लूड था कि बाय 2030 तक जो है 500 गीगावाट ऑफ नॉन फॉसिल फ्यूल बेस्ड जो है एनर्जी हमको करनी है, जो करंटली अबाउट बहुत कम 160 गीगावाट के है। तो इसको करने के लिए हमको बहुत ही जो है मैन पावर जो रिक्वायर्ड होगी, स्किल मैन पावर, वो ग्रीन जॉब्स, ये दिस इज द अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर दी वेरियस जो हमारे जो यंगस्टर्स हैं जो इसमें फील्ड में डिफरेंट ट्रेनिंग ले रहे हैं, कि इसमें जो ये ग्रीन एरिया हैं, ग्रीन जॉब्स हैं, इनमें बहुत ही रिक्वायरमेंट होगी मैन पावर की, क्योंकि 160 से गीगावाट से 500 गीगावाट ले जाना बहुत बड़ा टारगेट होगा, बहुत मैन पावर की रिक्वायर्ड होगी। ऐसे बहुत से सारे सेक्टर्स में बहुत ही ग्रीन जो है मैन पावर की जरूरत है। बट हमारे डेफिनेटली अभी उतनी जैस कंपेयर टू IT सेक्टर, कंप्यूटर सेक्टर, उतनी मैन पावर नहीं है। तो इसमें बहुत ही अपॉर्चुनिटी है। और इसके लिए हमारे साथ आज हमारे कलीग हैं श्री विवेक कुमार जी, जो कि ट्रस्टी हैं SCFI, डॉक्टर के SCFI हार्ट केयर फंड्स ऑफ इंडिया के ट्रस्टी हैं। इसके साथ हैं डॉक्टर मिसेस परवीन धमीजा मैडम, जो कि एडवाइजर हैं स्किल काउंसिल फॉर ग्रीन जॉब्स, ये, एंड ऑल्सो शी इज द फॉर्मर एडवाइजर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ न्यू एंड एनर्जी, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। हमने अभी बताया शी इज एक्सपर्ट इन दी बायोगैस, एक कंट्री की बहुत बायोगैस पावर में बहुत एक्सपर्ट हैं। सोलर पे बहुत काम किया है, दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट में हमारी कलीग थी, हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे साथ काम किया है, और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में तो अबाउट मोर देन आई थिंक 30 ईयर्स ही सर्व, और अभी 3-4 साल पहले रिटायर हुई हैं एडवाइजर, और अभी भी ये बहुत सर्व कर रही हैं स्किल काउंसिल ग्रीन जॉब्स में, प्रमोट करने के लिए किस तरह कैसे जो है यंगस्टर्स को ग्रीन जॉब्स मिलें, और ये काउंसिल बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है। तो आज हम स्किल पे सब पे डिस्कस करेंगे। उसके पहले सबसे पहले मैडम से जाने के पहले मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा हमारे जो ट्रस्टी हैं CFI के, श्री विवेक कुमार जी, कि आज ये सब्जेक्ट हमने थोड़ा लिया हुआ है बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हमारे यंगस्टर्स को, कि कैसे हमारी अगर मैन पावर अच्छी होगी ग्रीन जॉब्स में, ग्रीन एरिया में, तो अच्छी काफ़ी डेवलपमेंट होगा और एक सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की तरफ बढ़ेंगे। तो ओवर टू विवेक कुमार जी।
Namaskar to Dr. Praveen Dhamija, and welcome to all the viewers on behalf of Heartcare Foundation of India, Dr. Anil Kumar and myself, Vivek Kumar. This was an initiative which was started by Dr. K.K. Agarwal, and his primary thing on the subject of environment was कि भाई health is directly correlated with the environment, pollution, everything, and we are all facing it today. Global warming has become a very major subject across the world. In fact, we need people who are very passionate about saving the environment for generations to come forward to help us to save the planet. And Heartcare Foundation of India's one of our main motive now is, besides health, is to focus on root causes like environment and try to protect the environment, because अगर हम environment नहीं protect करेंगे तो लोगों की health कैसे? तो इस and of course internet age में the awareness is much more than when we were being brought up during that time, because that time our knowledge was very limited to getting from newspapers or getting from, if we visited libraries and reading. But today everything is there on our fingertips, and from that we are gaining. But if you really see, there are a lot of people who want to volunteer and come forward in trying to save the environment. And there are a lot of people we need to come forward to help us in saving the environment. There are a lot of NGOs who are looking for skilled people to work in their organizations, in going to rural areas, in planting trees, in saving the trees, looking into technical issues of solar energy, wind energy, looking into biogas, how to take the methane gas, which otherwise, instead of going into the environment, that methane gas can be used as a positive energy in fuel. Is समय, if you see our fuel cost like petrol and all is so high, and these kind of alternative energies become much more profitable and much more better to be used. Now, there is a huge amount of opportunity in these fields, which Dr. Praveen Dhamija will explain us right now. And she comes from Government of India, and we look forward to hearing. It's a very interesting subject today, which we are going to be discussing on this platform of Heartcare Foundation. And this is a subject we have never discussed. We have always discussed how to protect the environment. Now we need people and soldiers who want to do this job, and this is a very good subject which I'm sure the viewers who are looking for jobs and people who are passionate and want to look for an alternative job and who want to volunteer and come forward and earn money so that you can take care of yourself. It's a great opportunity. Please use this opportunity on hearing her and learning, which I'm definitely going to be doing. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू विवेक जी। डेफिनेटली मैडम्स तो हम लोगों ने बहुत ही करीब लास्ट अबाउट आई कैन से 15 ईयर से हमारा इंटरेक्शन मैडम के साथ है, तो बहुत ही एक्सपर्टीज है इस फील्ड में, और अभी तो 3-4 साल से तो रेगुलर, 2 साल पैंडेमिक में तो उन्होंने बहुत से प्रोग्राम रेगुलर कर रही हैं ऑनलाइन। तो ओवर टू मैडम, और हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि आज हमारे व्यूअर्स कैसे बेनिफिट हों। थैंक यू मैडम।
Thank you very much. Thanks. I'm very grateful to Dr. KK's Heart Foundation that you have given me this opportunity to connect with the masses, which is the need of the hour. I feel We talk of green jobs, we talk of green energy, but then we need to connect to people. We need to connect to people, and they should be aware that this is an area where we need them. So first, I should like to start with what are green jobs. This is a very basic question people ask. What are green jobs? Green jobs, if you say any job which protects or restores the environment, that is a green job. It can be in any sector. It can be in the manufacturing, it can be in the traditional, or it can be in the renewable energy sector. So that is one area where I want to define. And even the ILO has got, there are different, this thing, but this is the simplest definition about green jobs. And why we need green jobs, that I think Dr. Anil Kumar has elaborated. We are moving towards, or we are marching towards a net zero emission by 2070. We need to transition very fast. We have to move forward, march forward in this area. We have to promote and take up all the renewable energy sources. It is now not that only solar is the one. Like when we were in Delhi government, we had more focus on solar. That was more, it is a resource which is easily accessible, which can be easily, technology was ripe. But now we have to go for all the technologies, for all the resources, whatever we have. So I would like to say something about the skilling ecosystem. We have a very good workforce, very young workforce, but unfortunately we are not properly skilled. We need to skill them, and that is why all these initiatives have come up with Government of India, that we should have a separate ministry, we should have a separate mission, and then we should have sector specific competencies in the form of sector skill councils. Now, there are 38 skill councils which are there all over the country, and ours is one of them. Skill Council for Green Jobs is one skill council which has been set up in 2015, and we cater to all type of green businesses, industrial-led organization, where we interact with, in fact we are by the industry, for the industry, and we do to all the green businesses. Like Dr. Anil Kumar has already highlighted, it is renewables. Renewable has got a lot of this thing. You have biomass, you have solar, you have wind. In fact, if you say clean cooking, that is also something which is very favorite, because indoor air pollution is very important. Then we have, for the environment, we have waste, we have water, we have e-waste, construction waste, and there is a lot of in fact every sector is something which requires attention. Now, how this skilling has to take place? When this skill council was set up, it was set up to cater to the skilling needs for the green businesses, or we should provide good trainings and get a good workforce for the green businesses. So when we were set up, what we do is that every sector which we study, like I have told you about so many sectors. So when we take up a sector, we study the skill gaps, we study the sector analysis. What is the current situation? What is the future situation? What is the demand for jobs? And what sort of jobs are existing? So then we have to do the occupational mapping. We have to see what are the jobs which are most relevant, which are there for every activity. And then when the jobs are identified, then we go for qualification packs. These are training modules we develop, and all this is promoted, and we interact with the industry for this. Our industries are our stakeholders. They tell us that at the moment we want these job roles. So after that, we have training partners who take up the training activities. Then we have the assessors, and of course then we have the assessments and the trainings of the candidates. Now, this is how we function, and there is a level, NSQF level, that every role, when I talk of qualification packs, it is basically a job role. When you do a certain job, what sort of activities you are required to take up? So that is a job role. These are called NOSIS, National Occupational Standards, and these are all international standards that we develop. So the NOSIS we develop, the occupational standards we develop, and this is as per the NSQF, the National Skill Qualification Framework. There is a table from 1 to 10. So we do as per the skilling level of an individual. If a person is at a 3 level, then there are certain levels for his educational competency, there are certain levels for his role, there are certain levels of what he can actually do But if a person is at the 5 level or is at the 6 level, then he has to do for more for policy and for managerial roles. We can go that. So this is how we function. We have done about 44 job roles. We have already identified which are approved, and there we have more in the solar sector. That is a sector which has picked up and which is being pushed very vigorously. We, in fact, when we do solar, we try to identify the projects where the projects are coming up, and we try to train people from the local areas. Our training partners are there. We have 500 training partners all over the country. So we will pick up people from there and we will skill those people so that the local resources can be utilized and the livelihood can be generated. And then we have under the Swachh Bharat mission, that is one thing which has been very important, and that has been where the government has focused a lot. So there also we have got qualification packs, about 7-8 qualification packs. In fact, the Safai Karamchari, who is a very important part of the municipal corporations, he has also been trained by us. He has also been upskilled by us, and so that he can go and he can work in a better way. He knows. And in fact, the qualification packs which we have developed, the beauty of these packs is it is not the technical skill we impart. We also give the communication skills. We also tell them about their personal safety. And nowadays, with the COVID coming up, we have also put in a package for COVID management. What are the precautions to be taken? So these are there. So we have in solar, we have in hydro, we have in biogas, we have in clean cooking, and we have in you can say in wastewater is something which is very important. And Dr. Anil Kumar will join me. Dr. Saab, I tried to train all these technicians, operators from all these CTPs in Delhi.
Yeah,
and I tell
that's
you,
good.
there was a lot of difference. There's a
And
lot
Doctor,
of
that time,
difference.
Dr. Hota, that we discussed that time. Yeah, I think
Yes,
Dr. Hota
yes.
was
And
there.
Dr. Sharad Kumar from
Yeah,
DSIDC, he
Yes.
was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we tried to train and we tried to move forward with this. So there are a lot of sectors which are there. We have trained more than 5 lakh people. 1 lakh is for the renewables, 4 lakh is for the Safai Karamcharis, and this thing there. And we are moving forward. But pandemic pushed everybody back. So in that also we tried to develop a e-learning management system. We tried to develop a Rozgar portal where we can have a demand from the employer and we can have the candidates and they can be matched. So this is what we are also interacting with many international agencies. We also have done work with ISA trained. In 42 countries, we have done about more than 1,000 trainings in solar, for in different languages. So this is how we are proceeding, and we are moving forward. And now we were looking at the new job roles which we will create in hydrogen energy, energy storage, pollution, and so on. So this is how we are functioning, and this is how we are moving. Yeah.
Yes. So, Madam, मेरा ये है कि suppose a person from the rural area or
Yes.
urban area who is basically not in the field of, for example, in the IT sector and things like, and he want to go for the green jobs, where to approach? How he can start with the kind of to approach your website? Yeah.
We have some entrepreneurship modules also. So he can connect with us for some entrepreneurship modules. This module is where he can learn how to set up a unit and how to set up. But basically, our modules are more limited to the RE sector only or renewables. But then when we have a solar entrepreneur. So if we do a solar entrepreneur, we will teach him right from the beginning to the end how he can take up solar as a business and promote this activity. So internship models are also there, and we are now focusing more on this because earlier we had some government run schemes where we had facility, we could facilitate, we could connect, but now we are focusing more on the entrepreneurship development. We would like to take up entrepreneurship. We would like to connect with people and see that they can start up their own ventures in this area so that it can move forward.
For example, suppose in the local area, some electricians are there, something like that, and
Yeah.
they want to be trained up with normal electricity to the solar field, solar power and things like.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
they can approach to the where to approach to your
There is a
some
Skill India
website?
portal. There is a Skill India portal where they can
Okay.
launch, or they can send an email to the Skill Council. We have our training partners also, local training partners. They can connect with those training partners, or they can register on the Skill India portal, or they can send a mail to us. Every
Yeah.
mail, every activity is taken care of. And electricians are very much in need, because for the solar we have such courses, electricians who can take up for as solar electrical, we have courses where we can train them. In fact, we are now trying to connect all this with the school curriculum, where we can do something, at the school level people can be skilled, or they can be made aware, or they can be channelized into this. Yeah, please.
For example, the local plumbers are there, and suppose
Yeah.
they want to connect with the solar thermal. So हमारे पास solar water heater का स्कीम थी. Then we wanted to
हाँ.
लोगों को कि कैसे, अब हमारे पास क्या होता था, हमने घरों में लगाया, हमारे पास लोग फोन आते थे कि हम इसके हमारे पास से इसको हम किससे ठीक कराएं, बिकॉज समटाइम जिसने वेंडर ने सप्लाई किया, दे नॉट एबल टू रिपेयर समथिंग लाइक. तो लोकल सोच रहे थे कि लोकल में कोई है, वेंडर है, या कोई पंप है, ये प्लम्बर है, या कोई इलेक्ट्रिशियन, किससे ठीक कराएं. तो दैट वाज द बिग क्राइसिस दैट टाइम, सर.
Yeah,
तो इसके
I
लिए लोग
understand.
दे कैन, या
Yeah, they can connect, and we have courses.
Yeah.
Where we can connect with them. They see, in fact, I forgot to tell you about the, when we talk of Swachh Bharat mission, we have that fecal desludging. Desludging, there's a lot of problems. So that is one of the main area where we have done almost more than 300 workshops all over the country, where we have told people that manually treating this, or manually this thing is prevention of manual scavenging, that is prohibited. So there also we in fact, for the septic technicians, the masons, they came, we did courses for the masons. See, sometimes demand aggregation becomes a problem, how to demand. But then there are training partners, there are organizations who come specifically to us that we want to do these courses, like HCL Foundation has come up to us that we have trained 3,500 municipal Noida authority workers. Getting them all together was a big job, that they wanted them to be trained. So we trained 3,500 workers from HCL, from Noida authority, and I tell you, it was very successful. Now this year again they want us, and this year they want us not only on the Safai Karamchari, they want on the recyclers, they want on the segregators, they want on the desludging operators. So this sort of this is increasing. This sort of ambit is there. So it is a big gambit. There is everything and anything in the sun which can be taken up, and you connect to us. We in
And
fact,
this can be done across India.
Huh?
Across India, we have a huge requirement for skill
Yes.
development in this field. I think
Yes,
every village, we need this to happen in time.
Yeah.
Because it has to be done on village level, because biogas is on village level, cleaning and segregation of garbage has to be done on village level.
Yes.
There is so much of plastic, single-use plastic, the government India has banned, but still there is so much of plastic waste and all this which is lying in villages, which need to be recycled.
Collected and
Recycled.
So we have organizations. We have got. In fact, that was the biomass supply chain was the first thing I took up when I was in this thing, and we developed job roles for the aggregator, the one who collects the manure. That is an aggregator who collects it for the biogas. Then there is the agro residue, because the stubble burning is a big problem. So that also we have developed the roles, and there are people like in Punjab, there are in other parts of the country who have done these trainings, who have become a part of it, and they have gained from it. Yes.
One of the important
South India, we don't have so much of subtle this stubble burning problem as you have in Punjab and
but in North India we have, no?
Not India.
Punjab, we have a lot of stubble burning.
One of the area, madam, very important is we don't have the very trained manpower for the STP sewage treatment plant operator. That was the
Dr. I have been struggling with your STPs in Delhi. Nobody comes forward. Even though Mr. Sheesh Singh, I told him, but I wrote letters. We'll give them free training. But I'm sorry to say, this sort of a problem, this sort of a challenge we face when we try to connect with bodies where we feel we can give training. We have the qualification packs, we have the training packs. There is no charge on it. There was no charge on it. Still, I tell you, I'm sorry to say, I could not connect. The STPs is a big problem. They need to be handled, and we have. That was one of the areas where we took up. In fact, the Ministry of Urban Affairs is also very keen that all these we could do this desludging under that. There was that scheme where under that we did about 6 to 8,000, about 12 states we have done. We have done across the states for desludging operators. But still, I also feel it is huge. The country is huge. We are just a small speck
We
in the.
we
So
can
here, I will tell you, this field is so huge because see, we are one of the only companies in the country which is making sustainable clothing. So we use
Vivek
recycled
ji actually
polyester yarn.
is a industrialist also, so that's why you're telling that way.
So recycled
Yeah.
polyester yarn we use. Now we are using recycled cotton yarn,
Okay.
which is coming in 12 shades. So what happens? You are not using new dyes, chemicals, everything. But so there is so much of consciousness is one thing, but needing trained manpower to actually segregate these cotton clothing and then put it in the way that it can be reconverted into fiber and reconverted into yarn and used. All these are, there is a huge potential in time to come, which I feel even in the textile, which is a huge business in India, getting interlinked to the skill development of this level of in the field of environment can be a huge creator of jobs which the government of India wants to do for the country. And there are a lot of young youths which are coming up and they need jobs. And I think it's a great opportunity, especially in the field of green field. And
So I would
these
suggest,
jobs
I would
can
request
be
you, yeah, I would request you to kindly please become a partner or a member with us. We already has a concept of alternative waste. We are making those bags through alternative materials. That already we have done the training packages we have done, and we are trying to do more training in those where you can have develop those bags from alternate materials, because some of the
Yes.
because you have to say no to plastic, you have to push it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this will be a very good, I think so, if you
Yeah.
can
So
connect
even
with
in
us,
all our,
we will develop, yeah, we will understand the system and we will develop the training modules, and then we will take up trainings with you that way.
in
Yes,
fact, we
please.
are already doing, we have a chain of five-star hotels. In all our hotels, we have completely stopped using even the single-use plastics for laundry and this and that. And we are using all gray clothes, which can be reused. And we are only
Yes.
using cotton clothing. We are even trying to avoid using polyester clothing because
Okay.
somewhere down the line, the polyester, when it is washed, it is going to lead to micro polyesters which go into the water, and that is something we consume.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
are trying to become as natural as possible, to the extent even the soaps and all what we are using in our which we give to our customers, we are trying to make it as chemical free as possible.
Hmm. So we would love to associate with you. Please connect to us. We will love to associate, and we
Sure.
would love to look at your training modules and see whatever we can contribute in this training modules, and then of course be a part of it. We can take up a joint
Yes.
project, or we can do it more
Sure.
further.
In fact, ma'am, our apparel division is the only company in India which has a Blue Dot certification from Switzerland, because our the way we are conserving the water, we use only organic cotton, so that we are going back to the subject that even if you are spraying chemical on the field, that also goes into the groundwater. So we don't
Yeah, of course, of
allow.
course.
So we are using only organic cotton for this reason.
Hmm.
Madam,
That is that's wonderful.
yeah, one
Answer.
of my suggestion, like suppose a young person who did only high school and 12th, he want to go for the in the green jobs. So where to connect? I mean, suppose he want to
No.
select instead of going to be like at BTech or
Yeah.
BSc or so suppose he had done the 10th and 12th, he want to go for a
Yes.
green jobs. So how he can go that way?
Yeah.
Ma'am, we
So
are
I would.
also, we can participate in training, because since our company has these blue dot and green dots, we can train
Yes.
people in our place as a skill
Okay.
development, how to go
Yes.
and take up
Yes.
jobs in
Yes.
other
So
companies and
that
convert
is,
them into this.
yeah,
But
that is
our
the
company
current
is based out
practice.
of Bangalore.
Yeah, okay. No, that is the current practice now. Because of COVID, we are going in a hybrid mode, some online theory and then some OGTs on the job trainings. So that way
Right.
we can train, we can connect from here, and then of course they can do the the job training. Doctor साहब आपके लिए मैंने कहा था, I had talked about NSQF levels, na?
Yeah,
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4. So at
Yeah.
every level there is an educational level. Like for 10th pass, level 3 or level 4, we have job roles
Okay.
where the person can connect with us and we can put him in those job roles and get him trained. There's
So
not.
they can approach to your website and see they
Yes, yes,
can.
we have. There is a in the website. There is a corner also. There is a corner where you can connect with us, or he can write to me. You can share my mail in the chat
Yeah.
box, and I can. Anybody can connect with me. No issues. We will really take it forward.
आई थिंक आप अपना मेल जो है अगर शेयर कर देंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज द लाइव, तो लोग डेफिनेटली विल जो है विल सी दैट, एंड जो है अगर आप जो
How
है
do
अगर
I
शेयर कर दें,
how how
नहीं नाम वैसे ही बता दीजिए अगर अगर आपको याद हो
हाँ
तो।
P Dhamija
पी धमीजा
No, DHAMIJA.
जे @,
No, dot green jobs. My
डॉट
label
ग्रीन
is
जॉब,
green jobs.
ओके,
Dot green
ग्रीन
jobs
जॉब्स
@gmail.com.
@gmail.com। सो जो भी हमारे व्यूअर्स कनेक्ट हैं आज जो
हाँ
है यूट्यूब फेसबुक से, आप नोट कर
हाँ
लें
जी
मैडम से,
हाँ
जो आपका चीज एडवाइजर देयर स्किल काउंसिल ऑफ ग्रीन जॉब्स में, पी, अब मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ, पी धमीजा, आई विल रिपीट, PDHAMIJA .green GREENJOBS जो ग्रीन जॉब्स @gmail.com। आप कनेक्ट
yes
करें और इसका बेनिफिट
yes
उठाएं।
yes
और
most
अदरवाइज
welcome.
SCJG जो है, जो आप गूगल में डालेंगे स्किल काउंसिल पर ग्रीन जॉब्स, उसमें भी डिटेल्स में आ जाएगा,
हाँ
और
जी
इसका
हाँ जी
बेनिफिट
हाँ
आई
जी
थिंक
we have
दैट
a
इज वेरी वेरी
yeah
इंपॉर्टेंट मैडम जी जी।
yeah we have a
तो
good website. You can go. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. Everything. We are
It's
also connected.
wonderful because this is what we need, because
Yes.
there are a lot of
And I
people
think
who want to do something for the people are looking for developed skilled people, because it's very difficult to get people
yes
at
yes
this
yes
moment.
it's very difficult.
There is
Yes.
a huge shortage of people in this field.
Doctor, the way we have jumped in the targets, the proportionate jump in the workforce has not taken place. You know,
No.
Yeah,
when
And
I was in the ministry, we were in megawatts, and now we are in
yeah,
unfortunately, there
gigawatts.
is
what, yeah.
no vocational training or any program in any university or college for this also.
No, yeah. No, there are MTechs, like the
No,
ministry is
senior level is
supporting.
there, but at the basic level, the
Basic
Yeah.
skill
level.
means
So, Doctor, there also, we are in touch with UGC. We are in touch
yeah,
with AICT. See, we have certain courses on wastewater management in Haryana University. There we have our on based on our training modules they have introduced, and every year we train some few people. Then we are trying to connect with others also for, in fact, for solar. I said now with the Ministry of Education has approached us. We may go for solar training in the curriculum itself for the school level. That is very important.
yeah.
People
Absolutely.
nowadays, children, you must have realized, when I was doing my graduation and my BSc, we used to do protein synthesis in BSc, and then when my sister was doing and son was doing, they started doing it at a very younger level, so they knew it much more before then. So that is why how they could equip themselves. So that is what I feel. It has to come at the school level. We have to connect. I don't spare an opportunity where I can connect with the masses. We connect with college children. That is where I want them to be. They have to be driven to this. They have to be convinced that this is an area where there is a lot of scope. There is a lot of, it is not that they will be less than what others are doing, but at the same time, this is the need of the hour. If you have to
I
save, if
agree
you have
with
to
you,
reduce
ma'am. At
1.5
this
degree.
moment, we need to start creating this, highlighting this subject from school days,
Yes,
so
yes,
that the
yes.
children become more aware, and when they are choosing their profession or the line they want to pursue in the future, this has a huge vacuum, and for them to get jobs in this, it'll be much easier. And it's a it's a new field, and
Yes.
lot of young people should look into this for jobs in time to
Yes.
come.
Yes. Yes.
And
I remember,
if
when I was,
awareness,
I
even
have done
I think the
some,
parents should be given awareness in
yeah,
schools when they come for PTA meetings. Ki, listen, this is a field where you people should look at your children getting jobs, because this is definitely going to be a huge job opportunity thing. So
yeah.
starting from school, not only for students but parents, because parents have a lot of influence on children. I think making them aware is very important.
Yeah, like the eco clubs you had in Delhi government, Doctor.
Yeah, Ji. No,
Those were very effective. In fact, in Delhi government, I think so. Any function, any event that was taking place was for children. The children were invited, whether it was the conservation day or the energy day or any other this thing. The children were invited and they were connected with the environment. I also had the opportunity of writing some books for environment, but they were all basic in environmental education. Now the time has come that we need to expand beyond that. Renewable energy itself is a big subject, environment itself is a big subject. Then I
Yes.
forgot to tell you about energy efficiency. Now that is also
Ji.
one area which
Yeah.
requires a lot of attention. There has to be more courses, more people, and in fact we can save more than 20% if we can if we can make our systems much better. So energy efficiency is also one area where which requires a lot of attention. Industries are doing much, they are doing a lot of this thing, but still, when I was visiting this wastewater treatment plants and all that, you can create awareness, but the basic infrastructure we cannot change.
Basic.
You can, that is something which I feel it requires more attention from the government, from the policy level. They told me there are NARIs studying those plants again, and they will come up with some better systems. So the basic system has to improve so that we can implement these
I think, ma'am, when the government have a policy change that the operator trained by some this kind of organization is only will get the job in the for STP operator
yeah,
as a, then I think that will be a bad, because
yeah, that's
otherwise
what
so
we have tried.
anybody just
Yeah.
to few days या just 2-3 days समझ लिया क्या पंप चलाना है, क्या वो बाल्ब खोलना है उतना, और he is not aware about the what is the process of that
Yeah,
thing.
and they just keep checking the pH
Yeah,
level and
that's it.
adding things.
That's right.
that is
Kim,
that is the
yeah,
feedback we got. Those people said we have been working for the last 20 years on these systems without knowing what we were doing, but
yeah,
knowing the implication. So that makes a lot of difference. It was just a 2-day 3-day training, not much. We could, because they could not be spared from their jobs. That is also, the industry has got a lot of concern now that we cannot spare so much of workforce for trainings. So, but they did come, they did join. We could do about 1,000 1,500 people for Delhi, and we were to do it beyond Delhi in Gujarat, but unfortunately the COVID came up and we had to cancel most of them. Now we will try again, because I told you every sector needs an upskilling. Every sector needs to be current with the systems. Then only we
Yes.
can save pollutions. Then only we can save into waste. See, in fact, we have gone one step further. We have done something known as greening of NOSes. I told you we have 38 sector skill councils. Now 38 sector skill councils, something is in textile, something is in construction, something is there. So we have developed 4 NOSes, means occupational standards, which relate to greening of every activity which they are going to take up. It is in terms of resource efficiency, it is in terms of water consumption, it is in terms of energy consumption, and in terms of waste management. So these are 4 things we have introduced we are trying to introduce. We have got all the approvals. We, in every job role which the skill councils are making. So that also make, because it is now said that we have to introduce green skills across even the
yeah,
traditional roles, they have to be made green. Because there is some part, I was reading some paper, they said that occupations which can be greened, they have developed a greening index. What occupations can be made which are already green, some part of it is already there, some part we can change and we can make it more green. But then some occupations, like in hydrogen energy storage, we need to develop new occupations for green occupations. So this sort of a concept, we have to take it beyond the green skills. Now the norm is that we have to have green skills. A worker, whatever skills he uses to protect the environment, to restore the environment, that is taken as a green skill. So it is
Uh,
irrespective, it is irrespective which sector he is working.
yeah. मैडम आपका ऑफिस यही चाणकपुरी में मालचा मार्ग वही वाला है सेम जो
हाँ जी, हाँ
जो
जी,
पहले
हाँ
थे?
जी डॉक्टर साहब,
हाँ,
वही है,
चलो।
वही है।
हाँ
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 जी,
जी
वही।
जी जी। और मैं व्यूअर्स को बता दूं कि वेबसाइट के लिए वैसे तो गूगल में डालेंगे, मैं रिपीट कर देता हूं कि कोई भी अगर स्किल काउंसिल ग्रीन जॉब्स में जाना है तो आप सिंपली आप वेबसाइट में जाएं, https://sscjj.in इस पे अगर डालेंगे तो डायरेक्ट आपको स्किल काउंसिल फॉर ग्रीन जॉब्स में जाके उसमें डिफरेंट है, स्टूडेंट कॉर्नर भी है, सभी डिटेल्स हैं। तो आई थिंक इसको बहुत बेनिफिट होगा उनको। और आज हमने
हाँ
डिस्कस
जी,
किया और आज हमारा ये यूट्यूब फेसबुक और पेज पे अवेलेबल भी है, रिकॉर्डिंग .dr.k.k.
हाँ जी,
अग्रवाल के पेज पे। आई थिंक
हाँ जी,
बहुत हम लोगों ने इसका जो है आज डिस्कस किया, बेनिफिट होगा हमारे जो व्यूअर्स का है, जो यंग जो मासेस हैं और जो जाना चाहते हैं कंट्री की एज ए इन्वायरमेंट की सर्विस करना चाहते हैं, अपना जॉब भी करना चाहते हैं। तो विवेक जी, आई थिंक फाइनली वी कैन जस्ट अबाउट टू क्लोज दी दिन। और मैं
Yes.
रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि मैडम से फाइनल जो हमारे जो व्यूअर्स को है, जो फाइनल क्या मैसेज देना चाहते हैं सो दैट एटलीस्ट बेनिफिट हो हमारे यंग जो।
my message is my passion for a good environment. I want that we should pass on a good environment to our children.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
have, this is a legacy we have earned. We have no right to ruin this environment. We
Yes.
should do our
I fully
level
agree.
best to restore it, improve it. I have been with IPCC also, 1.5 degree increase. That is, when I see those pictures, I really get disturbed. The climates are changing. It is becoming hotter. It is becoming colder. All these things are there. So we have to be slightly, we have to restrain ourselves. We have to restrain ourselves. We have to change our habits. That is what I feel, Dr.
It's the difference between greed and need.
या
Yes,
so
yes.
that is important। और हमें बिकॉज दीज आर वेरी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल थिंग्स कि आगे हमारा मैन पावर बढ़ेगी, वर्क फोर्स बढ़ेगी, लोगों में इंटरेस्ट बढ़ेगा तो डेफिनेटली हमारे पास जो है लोग काम करने वाले होंगे तो हम बहुत काम कर पाएंगे। लिमिटेड और नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि फिर दो बीटेक और एमटेक उनमें हायर जॉब्स के लिए तो दे गेट दी, आई मीन बट
Yeah,
एटलीस्ट तो इनिशियल
yeah.
बेसिक लेवल पे लाइक सोल्जर, वी नीड सोल्जर। तो इसके लिए आई
हाँ,
थिंक ये स्किल काउंसिल ग्रीन जॉब्स ग्रेट वर्क कर रही है और इसका
हाँ
बहुत
जी,
ही बेनिफिट होगा।
हाँ।
तो
गवर्नमेंट
विवेक
का
जी आई
फोकस
थिंक
यही रहा है कि मिडिल लेवल, नॉट हायर लेवल,
या
lower level and middle level, they are the jobs you create first. Skill these people, they will get more opportunities. That is what has been the focus.
तो मैडम का आई थिंक बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हुए विवेक जी, एनीथिंग यू वांट टू से फर्दर कुछ और?
No, it was a great learning, and I am very happy that the central government has taken up this in such a big, because we are all, from the business point of view, we are all looking for skilled people to manage our these departments, and we are not getting people.
या
And I feel there is a huge vacuum, and getting well trained people is very difficult. We are getting half knowledge people, and most of them we are training the people in house how to manage, and it is very difficult to do that.
I would
And
only
I
I
think,
would only say please connect as many industries. We have about 475 industries connected with us. Please
right,
connect as many people, as many industries with us, and I
sure,
promise you, they will not regret it. They will get
yeah,
all the, all the effort, all the best from us.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe we
definitely,
cannot reach out to everybody, but through you, I
या
want to send a message. Please
yeah, yeah.
connect with us, and please try to
All
avail
kinds,
all the.
especially the hospitals need a lot of people because their disposing is very, very tricky.
बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट एंड ऑल, आई मीन every area
Biomedical is very
need we
tricky.
train manpower at least the
Yeah,
best way.
Yeah, and they don't have. Most of the hospitals are lacking that.
Yeah.
yeah.
सो आई थिंक मैडम का थैंक यू, विवेक जी का, परवीन धमीजा मैडम का, विवेक जी का, और हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं जो डॉक्टर के अग्रवाल के के अग्रवाल के यूट्यूब फेसबुक पेज से जुड़े हैं, उनका धन्यवाद करते हुए आज का जो सब्जेक्ट लिया हमने बहुत ही प्रैक्टिकल सब्जेक्ट है और इसका बेनिफिट होगा हमारे जो पर्टिकुलरली अभी एकदम से जो बेसिक जो 10th और 12th करके आ रहे हैं, सोचते हैं क्या करें आगे और कैसे कंट्री की सेवा करें, डिफरेंट फील्ड में जाना चाहते हैं, कई बार हायर एजुकेशन नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो वो लोग जो हैं डेफिनेटली जो है इस एरिया में आके अपने अपना जॉब भी ले सकते हैं, कंट्री की सेवा कर सकते हैं, एनवायरमेंट सेवा कर सकते हैं। तो इसी के साथ आज का प्रोग्राम और हम क्लोज करते हैं और सबका धन्यवाद के साथ नमस्कार।
No.
Namaskar.
Thank you.